Hello guys, what's going on everyone? Welcome to the Friday live stream. It's the 20th of February and we are here for the charts and coffee and just conversations, right? Now, I'm trying to understand if my technical I'm not sure if you can hear me. Just kindly put a like while I clear my cache. You guys are welcome. Welcome. Let's see what's going on. It's been over a walk and I'm super excited to have this stream once again with you all. Tony, you are on the Tony Trades channel, and as promised, simple. Okay, we made it to the end of the week. And the goal for today is pretty much just to hang out, no stress about the market. You can hear me because my let's see if you are all tuned in. I'd like to see you tuning in. Just in the comments you can put a plus if you can hear me well, because last time I heard some of you have some issues locally. If you can hear me, just put a plus. Wherever you're tuning in from, it doesn't matter, right? Today is Friday. It's been a look at me. I got my coffee here on the side, and I hope you've got yours as well. So whether you're trading the opens, the New York Open, watching from work, or just waking up, I'm really glad to have you here. Let's see if all of you are tuned in. Okay. All right, I'm not sure you can see me now because I'm not getting feedback. Let's see if tuned in, guys. We are live. All right, we got some people joining in. Hi, bro. Your live is lagging. Yes, it is lagging. It is lagging. I don't know why it's lagging, but I'm gonna try and reboot this. Just give me a second, guys. Just need to close out some tabs here. What is going on here, guys? So if you're just joining in, hang in, please. We get this quite often. I'm trying to fix this live stream here. Let's see. Guys, you're welcome. Okay, let's see if you're in, guys. I think some of you can see me now, right? Perfect. How many guys do we have here? How many people are online? Okay, now it's perfect. Good. So we're gonna continue, all right? If you're new here, guys, I'd like to let you know that we have a community. We talk a lot about the financial markets, be it strategies, be it price action, be it fundamentals, technicals, and a lot more insight, back end models, mechanics, and pretty much how you need to trade, right? We break down analysis, and I talk a lot about psychology. Now, what do we have going on, guys? Please write in the comments if you are tuned in. I'm not sure all of you are tuned in. I'd like to know if you are tuned in. Let's see. All right, guys. So we are live. People getting feedback. I hope I'm not lagging at this point. Let me check and see if everyone is tuning in. Please drop a flag, drop an emoji if you're live with me. Did anyone escape the screens for a bit, or we are all just charts here 24/7? All right, guys. So for the next couple of minutes, we're going to keep it fluid, right? We are going to be watching some of the fundamentals coming in. We have core retail sales in a little under 2 minutes, and we will be just chatting about the financial markets. Drop what instruments you are trading. I'm ready to answer all your questions. We are going to be watching the core PCE, personal consumption expenditures, data coming out in about a few seconds. And of course, we'll take a look at what does the dollar and maybe a few measures have to do with this particular release. I've got a couple of chats preloaded that I've been showing some interesting developments and structure, and maybe we'll even stumble into a strategy or two. On my YouTube channel, I break down a lot of strategies, right? And I pretty much give you an insight on how to navigate these markets. It's a lot to consume, but we'll be breaking down every week something, not just on the micro, but also on the macro. So very important is I want this to be driven by you guys. So I need more questions from you. So if you have a chart you want to look at, or a concept you've been struggling with, please drop it in the chat and we'll pull it up. Okay? Yeah, we've been quite profitable this week, averaging about 80-90% win rate using the same strategies. And at this stage, the big number coming in is the PCE. Let's see what happens. So we know that a cooler number might weaken it, but remember the reaction is often more about how it compares to the forecast, not just the number itself. So we're pending, we're going to refresh. We're going to refresh. Wonderful. All right, we're going to refresh and see what's happening with the numbers. These numbers are... Okay, do we have anything? Forecast 0.3%. We got gold. All right, we'll be looking at some of the measures. And I'd like to draw your attention to the dollar index. What's happening here? Okay, we can hear you. Fine. So we're getting some feedback that you can hear me. So usually we have some hiccups with the technicals, but we're getting well. All right, guys, how have you been? Tell me how your week was and how you enjoying the markets. The dollar index is stumbling around the 98 level. We broke the previous high, and we could see some downside. However, if we look at the data coming out, we had some FOMC previously on Wednesday, and so we need to kind of join the dots. On Monday we had nothing much. Tuesday we had the Canadian dollar. Wednesday we had New Zealand and FOMC minutes. Nothing was really changed, and even looking forward to the March release, we probably will not get any rate cuts depending on how everything goes. So today's focus is Friday. We have got the 0.4% price index month to month, and that is a good figure. So we should see some a little bit of spikes here and there. Maybe you could catch a few trades. The main essence of this particular live stream is to chit chat with you and give you some answer some of your questions. Many of you are asking me questions. You know, I can't answer all of them privately, but if you have any questions, you can feel free to dive in here. Okay, I'm gonna open my chart here and see what you have. Fix it, bro. Yeah, buddy. Now it's okay, bro. I lost $400 in Cortex. All right, you lost $400. I'm not sure why you lost that. You probably want to break down why you lost that. And we're doing Forex here, and particularly signals. I send out high quality signals with instructions. So you want to put some alerts on your channels so that you are right. Okay, let's see. So guys, questions. I'm going to be answering questions. Answering questions. We're looking at some correlative analysis, checking out what's happening with the crypto market. Market cap. Let's see what's going on here. All right, guys. The altcoin indicator 43. We dived a little bit down, but that shouldn't scare us. Let's see what we have with the USD. Yeah, let's see what we have. We got 0.4%. Okay, guys, we're gonna flick through the measures and see how they're handling it. Right? We got Euro US dollar putting on a low there, and we are resonating just below these lows here. And usually with these kind of spikes, these are grabs that we anticipated depending on what instrument you're using, and we should see some cooling off from this downtrend. The Euro US dollar has been going lower and lower, and we'll pretty much break that all down. You have to ask yourself a question: why? If Euro USD dollar just sold off a bit, it looks like it's just a quick liquidity grab here, and we get back into this range. So I'll be looking for this range right here. I know many of you have been trading gold lately because of the quick peeps that are being able to result into some kind of profitability. So whenever you see these kind of deeps, you expect some sort of cooling, and we probably will go back up. Now, gold is very sensitive. We need to look not just at the technicals, but at the fundamentals as well. Gold is a very interesting instrument right now because it reacts to both the dollar and the yields. You see this week right here? This on the if you look at the weekly, this exhaustion, this grab, we have initial shocks where buyers and sellers step in, and also resulting into some kind of psychological levels. So because we've never been at these highs, we are kind of in deep waters here. We don't know really much what would happen. But you want to keep and ensure you're managing your risk, right? So what you are seeing isn't just noise, okay? Or does this look like a shift in momentum to you guys? We talk a lot about momentum shifts and how we analyze the charts. A clean structure. If you ignore any noise for a second and look at a chart I was looking at previously, like the GBP US dollar, we had a very big bearish candle which is good news. If you look at the ATR, we are doing some good numbers there. ATRs are very important for your ranges. Breaking it down to the lower time frames, we see that we are right back into these lows here. So we will probably get more of consolidations on lower time frames. This is very important to note. So you don't want to rush. It's Wednesday, it's the 20th, and you want to cool off. I'll be answering questions. One thing I love about Fridays is we can look for clean, simple setups without forcing it, right? You don't really have to trade on a Friday, okay? You don't have to trade on a Friday. Let's see if you could recap. All right, there you go. Okay, we have clear zones of resistance up here. Clear zones. Clear zones right there. And failure to tap into there, you could start breaking it down and looking right in these areas here. Because usually we have some of the blocks, some of you like to call them order blocks, or zones that have some kind of memory. I call it market memory, where the banks had some orders, or institutions. You could check into the court, COT, or the numbers coming out from particular instruments. So the concept is classic ranges or potential reversal zones if we get some kind of rejection here. Now that we got a rejection level right there, this is something we can back test on and see why we had that. Remember, we have ranges of 7 days, 15 days, and 30 days that we like to look back at. I use very simple analysis and of course I add some of the indicators that I use. So if we've tested some of these zones more than 3 times, we can assume that there's some kind of rejection. So the concept is very simple. This is a good reminder that you don't need a million indicators, right? Before you even get into some kind of analysis, you just need a naked chart that can guide you. If you're in an upward trend, remember on the lower time frames, we are on some kind of, where is that? Yeah, on lower time frames, it looks like it's an upward trend, but on higher time frames, you can see that we are in a lower time frame. So that shouldn't confuse you, right? You should understand that the overall trend is downward before you even start making some kind of predictions. Looking for bearish engulfing candles like this one particularly. This is engulfs everything that we've had previously. If you look at the daily, it didn't really tap out from the previous low right there. Okay, we had some now this is where you'd want to check out some real ranges, real highs, real lows from some of these aggregators like bar chart. Look for the highs and plot them well. Now remember, institutions, when we doing institutions, we don't usually trade these candles. These candles are just for retail. And because we've been able to visualize and sort of culminate all the data into a bar chart. That way it kind of gives us some kind of predictive analysis. So horizontal levels and price, if we see any kind of candles like these, then they're valid reasons to pay attention, okay? Especially on the lower time frames. This exhaustion candle right here, right above these highs, could mean our Fibonacci's are verified. So there are ways to verify and confirm if your Fibonacci is actually working. Guys, I'm taking some questions, so I'd like this to be an interactive live stream. Let's see if anyone is online now. Now, when you're using some of these brokers like Pocket Option and you're doing binary, it's very simple when you are using their risk calculator, because depending on your amount, you are able to place the percentage right here on the right side of the chart. And you can always use the martingale strategy. Please check out my community, get that Excel sheet. It's very easy to place your stakes and make trades with informed decisions, right? All right. So there's no perfect time to mention. The trading is just a series of probabilities. Remember, we're dealing with probabilities, and right here we don't know if it breaks or even bounces. All we can do is decide if it holds some levels. Okay, we have some levels there from the previous 1 hour. Moving up higher, we see that it's still exhaustive from the high. So if we get a close back into this range, then we have confirmation that we are still going down. So all we can do is decide. Now, if you're taking longs, understand principles of trading. We start with risk management. I stay out or look for shorts and have some kind of plan in any case, if you're taking longs or shorts. Trading psychology is very important, your strategies and some of the things that you use. If you're constantly excited, constantly in a trade, and you're probably gambling, guys, right? The best traders I know are incredibly patient. They're happy to sit and watch price bounce around inside a range for hours, waiting for their specific setup. See what's happening with the performance indicators. Now, do we have any commodity traders in this chart? You might want to jump on board and get to. Now, today with the PCE data out of the way, we might see that the market just starts to drift into the close. 20th February is not the best time to be holding, right? And that's okay. To build and develop this kind of skill, not to trade is one thing. Anyone else struggling out there with just sitting on their hands, please put a plus. I have a whole guide on how to sit on your hands. It involves the psychology behind trading. It involves a lot of meditation and so much more. So how do you deal with losing streaks, guys? First and foremost, you need to understand where you are seasonally. And I keep mentioning this. For particular instruments like gold, we are currently where the red line is. And that is mid-February. We're getting into March. So we will probably get the nose dive between March and April. So you need to anticipate that. And if you could see, seasonally, these are the lowest these are the lowest times that we have before we get more continuation trends. And this sort of also confirms that gold, as much as it took the high out there, we could get more consolidation while institutions keep adding more and more orders. But eventually we shall definitely get the feel of that daily candle. Look at the weekly, and indeed we are moving higher. So I'm very keen to understand and simply monitor how we come back to these highs. Okay, you don't want to get caught anyhow. The best orders are limit orders right below here. You could see the moving average is still perfectly in line with our overall trend. And the how to deal with a loss, questions like this are very important. First, you have to size down. In situations where you're not really sure of the short-term trend, I usually trade 1%. I go to 0.5% if it's very bad. It stops the bleeding and takes the emotional pressure off. Secondly, when you are in a loss, I like to review my journal to see if I'm breaking my rules or if the market regime has just changed. Okay, we're going to refresh that page, sign in. Signing into Pocket Options is quite easy. You could use my promo code. And there's nothing else to... let us see, how do we remove this? Plain chart. We got some consolidation on the 10-second, moving up to the 15-minute. Yeah, so we are very likely to rise up. That is pretty much obvious. The issue is how. When you are choosing indicators, it depends on the instrument. What indicator do you actually use? Honestly, if it depends. Price and volume, maybe a simple moving average to gauge where I am in that particular time frame. So we're still down. Looking at the daily, we are up. So I find too many indicators just giving conflicting signals, and that could cloud your judgment. You need clean charts and a clear mind before you get into any of these indicators. Don't forget, on my channel, I break down a lot of indicators. Do we have any live questions? I've broken down recently the Vortex and Dawn chain. I've broken down Bollinger Bands. How do you mix or intertwine some of these indicators depending on the instruments you'll be using? Accelerator oscillators, some other patterns that I like to use, and understanding how market behavior is, some of the assets and the templates and so forth. There's a lot on this channel, so go check it out, guys. If you have particular questions, I'm always ready to answer them. Okay, my thoughts on crypto. Some of you are asking me my thoughts on crypto. Now, crypto is in a very, very compromised situation, because we had the price of Bitcoin coming down all the way just beneath 70,000 US dollars, and that definitely has an impact on capital flows and institutional diversification strategies. So a good point is weekend liquidity is very thin. With crypto, it can whip around a lot. If you're a day trader, maybe it's time to close the laptop and enjoy the weekend. If you're a swing trader, just set your alerts and forget about it. Okay, no need to rush into any trade. The timing is okay, so in regard to time, we always like to time. We always like to get into some of these trades, like right now, all the way up until 9:30 New York time. Some of you are asking me my private DM. On weekends, I like to do a lot of analysis. If you're looking at your charts, don't look for entries, right? Use the time over the weekend to do some markups on your charts for Monday, particularly. Draw your key levels. Okay, maybe you have particular questions in regard to key levels, but where are the areas of value? The areas of value are those areas that you see rejections when you are going up. Rejections, exhaustions, and consolidations. Okay. You need to ask yourself questions like where the old highs, check out on the 4-hour, where the old highs, we do understand that we tapped into an old high there, and we will definitely break through. Gold is a very, very interesting instrument, and lately we've been having bigger ranges, so there's a lot of prep work needed before you get into any weekday trading. My shout out before we move forward is to everyone who has really hung out in my community. Special thanks to the regulars that are coming into this chart. I really appreciate you guys keeping the vibes. You know, many of you are very eager and hungry to learn. So that's why I'm asking if you have particular questions, I'd love to answer them. Yeah, we usually get momentum towards the open. So we have a breakout here. We have a breakout. My levels are marked up. And we have the parabolic star, the super trend, and alligator perfectly aligned. Checking out the 30 seconds, we do have some kind of movement there. But you don't want to rush because it's just 5 minutes into the... So I have strict rules that I follow, and these strict rules should be religiously followed. So, ladies and gentlemen, there are lots of strategies out there, you know, lots of gurus and people coming up with all kinds of tactics. There's nothing really much to fuss about. You know, trading should be easy. The point of trading is to understand when to enter and when to exit. It comes down to patience. And that's pretty much it. I'm actively building my social medias, so go check out my TikTok, go check out my Instagram, and you'll start to realize that it has a lot to do with the psychology, your patience levels, your tolerance levels. Do not risk what you're willing to lose, all right? Only risk what you have separated from your overall risk, and learn the skills, right? When we look into fundamentals, check out some of these websites that I show. It's not because I'm just out here ranting. I want you guys to actually realize that a lot of fundamental deployment will depend on how you interpret the market. For example, today we had the PCE index. You have to understand where this information is coming from, get the latest release, break that down. We do see that numbers from 2025 December was 0.3%. Personal income increased by 86.2 billion. That's 0.3% at a monthly rate. So this is good for the economy, right? And everything so far is kind of pegged to the US dollar. We do also see fundamentally that there's a lot of trouble going on with the US debt. However, if they are telling you that personal income less personal taxes increased by 75.7 billion%, so you want to have all this in your mind while you're placing some of these trades. Personal saving was $830 billion in December. Okay. And you could go through all that documentation. All right. Be sure to check out some of my Twitter feeds there. So right now we have gold. We have our levels there. Many of you are trading gold, I know. But check out other instruments. I've been all over the place and I've been sharing some of my levels. So for you who is asking about loss, when you lose money, you have to understand why you have lost, right? Cortex. What exactly were you trading? Cortex. What exactly were you trading? FOMC came out. If we check out the news release, draw your attention all the way till the downside. You might want to check out that. The lending test. Based on all foregoing and all the facts of record, the board determines that the proposal should be and hereby is approved in reaching its conclusion that the board has considered all factors of record in light of the factors that is required to consider under the BHC Act and other applicable statutes. Board's approval is specifically conditioned on compliance by... Alright, we had some... So a very good start when you're trading some of these instruments is to pair up, right? You have an instrument like gold. You ask yourself, it's paired with the US dollar. Check out what the index is doing, right? Depending on the time frame you're using, okay? So you can open up a daily time frame from the DAX and open up gold. You see the correlation? So we're very highly unlikely to move up today. This could be very, very hard to achieve, right? So if we know that we have already broken out slightly the high, so there's wiggle room all the way until down, okay? We could be resonating right around this area, so right? That's one confirmation that as much as the data came out, positive, which is positive for the dollar, on the lower time frame, we haven't seen an exaggerated price move to the upside. Okay? So that surely tells you that with gold, in regard to today, today's 20th, we might not get any upward move right there. Okay? So price will, as much as it's in an upward trend on a bigger time frame, we could be getting that absorption to the downward side. Okay? So we have pullbacks. These pullbacks have to be carefully calculated. Pullbacks have to be very carefully calculated, and you have to examine and look for the right support areas. Now I'm doing binaries, so we have very quick expirations between 3 and 5 and 15 minutes that I like to use. Yeah, I like the 70.50%, 61.85, 80%, depending on. So for good trade scalps on Fridays, once you've correlated your analysis, you know exactly where price could actually eventually move. You could actually bring in the bring in a simple ATR. ATR should, on the daily, let's look at the ATR on the daily. ATR is really up. So we are currently at 178 pips. Now, when you break that down to the 5 minute, we have 6 pips. So what this tells you is on the 15 minute, we have 10 pips. So we have about 10 pips every 15 minutes. And if you measure that, we have 0.37%. 18 pips, which is not really bad for your risk. USD CAD. Swiss franc has been also bringing in some gains. Any questions, guys? If you're out there asking some questions, feel free. Feel free to ask some questions. We are analyzing the charts and just chit-chatting. Grab your coffees. Yeah, today for the previous session we had 75%. We had 3 winning trades, 75% win rate, and we were looking at the CAD, Swiss franc. We also did the Australian JPY and Australian CAD. Right? For those of you that are just joining in and you're a beginner, I have a new guide for beginners, technical and fundamental analysis, made very simple. You can go check it out. I break down both technical and fundamental analysis, explain clearly what steps you need to take, how to read the charts and spot some of these entry points. Some of the key indicators every beginner should know, and how news, both micro and macro global events, affect price. And I give you some practical tips to build smart strategies. You don't really have to rely on mine, but for those of you that are lazy and don't have any system in place, you can auto copy deals using this feature right here, the social trading feature. And all you got to do is go over there and check out, say, top ranked traders for the past 24 hours. You could scroll through them, tap on any of them, check out the trading statistics. For example, we have BLLD having 76 trades. He's had 63% profitability and a turnover of over 20,000 US dollars. So social statistics, you could just scroll through what he's been doing, and then you can either watch or copy. When you copy, you could place the copy settings parameters according to your proportion, right? Minimum copy trade amount, stop balance, and maximum copy trade amount. And then once you confirm, you'll automatically copy some of these trades. Okay, what is the time now? We have 9:08. Yeah, we are around the sweet spot now, and things are about to get a little volatile for a little bit. So I'm going to be looking at USD JPY. I'm going to be looking at the JPY currency because according to the higher time frames, we are in a good trend. I like to see this kind of trades. I like continuation trends. They are the most effective in regard to profitability. If you noticed, we had news for the US dollar, but I'm still sticking to these currency pairs. And we will probably get some more momentum going up. So with these kind of big candles on lower time frames, right, and higher time frames, especially if you see like USD JPY having that big candle with a confirming trend on a lower time frame, and you could wait for some kind of pullback here and then take the trade, but you have to wait for the right time. Wait for the right time. Let's get rid of some of these indicators. But generally, yeah, markets are slow. That is a fact. Markets have been a little slow these days. And it's just hard to spot the right entry now. So you need some kind of specialized insight on how to get. I like this kind. This is a nice perfect entry here. Once you see this kind of spikes right below previous support zones, we have more confirmation. If the ATR is quite substantial, then you have more confirmation bias to take some of these trades. So we're just going to wait. This live stream was mainly about just chit-chatting, guys. I would like to have more questions from your side. We have a few people tuning in, so feel free to ask questions. Trading should be simple. You shouldn't be forced to take any trades. The beauty about binary is you're in full control of your expiration. So once you set, say, 1%, That's $700, right? You see a nice trade. We have a nice sweet support zone. We had that a little bit of liquidity grab right there. We have indecision whether it's going up or down. We put that as high priority, move to the next one. So we had a break right below there. So with these kind of breaks, you want to move forward to the higher time frames, say 10 minutes, and you do surely see something going down. So then you can bring in one of these indicators that I like. Check out the MACD, accelerator, and you can also bring in the Bollinger Band. 15 minutes. By the way, these strategies are all on my YouTube. Please go check them out, right? I won't randomly break them down here, but you do get the point. If we see that pullback, rejection right there, you want to see what happens on the micro time frames. Okay, we had a break, price went up, and a continuation. You could select okay, this doesn't give us opportunity to go in. So in other words, this kind of helps you prevent loss. Move to the next. Keep the instructions, right? Requirements to the instructions. We have the break there. Same, hitting previous low, support. Timing, what is the time? 9:14. Okay, got some time to go. Pool, see if we have any access to the 15-second. So with these bigger candles, we'd like to get into like say a 15-second. But I would like to see if we have that opportunity on the CAD Swiss franc. If we don't have that opportunity, you let it go, okay? Okay guys, so since we have no questions, I'm gonna focus now on getting you guys some nice signals here. I see some opportunities, and feel free to reach out to me, okay? Feel free to reach out to me, and please manage your risk. Don't forget to use that promo code for your deposit if you want to get 100%. Why not leverage? And I'll see you guys in the next stream, okay? The next stream will be more detailed. I thought I'd have more questions here, but we're just chilling. So I'm going to concentrate now and send you guys some high quality signals. Go check out my YouTube. It was a pleasure to see you all, guys. Thank you for supporting this community while we grow it. I'm looking for serious traders, people that are focused on growth. Now this is a nice one. This is a beautiful trade you could take right away. Beautiful trade here coming up. We had a breakthrough. You could check out the average true range. We are currently oscillating right in the equilibrium point, and it's still going down. We had a support break, So these are some of the, let's see if we have access. No, 3 minutes. All right, guys, catch you guys in the channel, right?